94.7 Asempa FM Suni all talk all day. Ekosiisen Jumedi no asuguswa utie no ma yenna munyina se ne yensan ma makwa babio. Dr. Bernardo Koboy wa ha lawyer Sami Jemfi e wa ha ye din komo en said the American akana enra ye de live coverage of Omampenyi Dada ne thank Ghana statement no ebrem in general or yes our public address near fan live edemamo ene ewie so the NPP, which is the ruling party, are responding through their communications director. He's responded to a lot of the issues Enra Omampenyi Dada erezi ewo ni speech. I mean tiene ye transene discuss the two statement, what the former president did yesterday and what the NPP has done today. You know, I drink chair who bit me their brain na ya kind amount. Abuafo boy me de yen discussion segment ya bremono TCL, Webacor, Mark Auto and Spare Parts Ghana Limited, Franco Trading Enterprise, Phone Papa Pafi, Castrol, Dependable Herbal, and a Global Lighting Center Limited. Omunyina eboy. Unim se en ZPay, Ghana's fastest growing payment platform, and it's now storming Accra with Acrobeto. And they catch the ZPay float this week. Catch the ZPay float this week. Thursday, Wachimota, Newtown, Tesano. Friday, so Jamestown Lighthouse, Garmancha Palace. Saturday, Bukum, Taifa, and Amasaman. And get aboard the train, sign up with a minimum of 5 Ghana cedis or more, and win ZPay aprons, pens, and other exciting souvenirs. With ZPay, you can send and receive money, pay your ECG, water, Zoom Lion, and Netflix bills. You can also pay Amazon gift cards, PlayStation tokens, and top up airtime across all mobile networks. Don't miss the team in Osai Chrome for a second time. If you are not of part of the ZPay family, then shine your eye. No long things. Just dial star 270 hash, star 270 hash on your phone on any network to register for ZPay mobile money. In the channel, so my ZPay Ebekrum, the modern Hushim, dial star 270 hash. A easy way. Phone so wait met your ECG bills, water bills, Zoom Lion bills, Netflix bills, obeto Amazon gift cards, PlayStation tokens, obeto pay up airtime or mobile phones, so on all networks. And it's unbelievable what technology can do. And ZPay is leading that charge. Star 270 hash, star 270 hash, and then you are good to go. Na BBA Timi Akoye Enti. Enra Omampenyi Dada ekasa enti same ma memfa won hyase Enra Omampenyi thank you to eba wiye and oye thank Ghana speech e wo Kempiski Hotel. Basically what was the rationale in semen Omampenyi ede tuya
obi medas dedi kan ma memfa enchia kese ema Ghana fo a 80 wo fidi kese so e wo achichi ne benche ye nyina Enra Omampenyi Mahama ede ne thank you tour ye to 2020 abatoɔ no ewie one NDC party mpanyifo ehyehyɛ na wabontoa akɔ all the 16 regions of Ghana say odi aseda ekwa akoma Ghana for during the elections omoto abama no Enra no de say dwumadi ni nyina eba na wie enti Nenra akwa the last day for the thank you tour no ne ho akohia say ye climax the program with Jumedia eno no ebeye aseda ama Ghana fo enyina biem nti Enra say ohwe ya Yura the nation builder the visionary John Dramani Mahama would the kind the asedama the over 6.2 million Ghanaians according to Electoral Commission for officially declared results in the 2020 elections. We osanso dia seda PSA ma the millions of voters almost to abama ni opponent Omampenyi Kufuado and the other parties. Na sadia ne yadia eye mani sopa say a candidate who has participated in elections ebeye dwumedi stronkosa not just to thank those who voted for him, but then poor more man to abama numpuno. We fa ho brase kwan so the other one as say omo je bre ede kosa lai ede to aba ne bi keke no nkwenti no omo aboa ma Ghana ye ka baminka bi no agye nhini nti odo mu nyina nti eno na ye botaya na nresi ani so ntu ye sa adwumadie no na obi wo yewura mahama nto abom one Ghana fo pi na edi nkita ho one nananom atina konwa na edi nkita ho as part of this thank you to one asofo imam for and Ghanaians from all walks of life and edi nkita ho wati omusu wati omoyawo wati omama ne hunu eno nti na enra odi dwumadie ne ba wiye na woda wona se no asempa FM obekasa fa ehawo a omanfo ekum na insusuye a ono so ne ni party wo edema aban ya ote akonwa so no odi atodwa ya hwesa aban ne beti dia ya adwuma ama na ye ya because aban ne fa na supom no de ya adwuma na oman no edi ya ebi beka ye nyina. So it was within that context and Yura John Dramani didn't some about social justice and some about a sustainable economy. You see, kasem kwa ye betumi afa so ahye ne ye na Ghana for ho atom editutwa. Na nzana meba nsem no so ma meni kan ensinipi se nsem wa Yura Mahama kan ye ni nyina no. Eye no krensem trudo a Ghana fo a omoka no kure nyina nim dada. Eye nsem wa dance ye da ho. Eye indisputable facts, incontrovertible facts. I don't think no amount of press conferences, like he himself said, no amount of linguistic acrobatics, or no amount of digital propaganda, no amount of insults and personality attacks by the MPP can change the truthfulness. Yura Mahama eda ne di won nsem ka ye munra Ghana fo nim esanse Ghana fo ne da omujam eno munim se ne si hihye omofa na nra me anya me nwanwaza MPP fo akoye press conference omo e paint a different picture because no President Mahama kan o said the biggest problem pa Ghana ye face ni sisi ne say ye wo se wa broni amamu a even though say oman for ebre omani mu aye den oton aye nto firi aye ntua na ye ho mete adwuma ho asem aye dia magana mebu ne mabo awa no o kan they don't have the willingness to acknowledge say we are in economic crisis but rather number be kan nsem ne de ni akeka economic indices bi abrabra so say oh bibia ye kama abra bibia nye kama. Meanwhile, these were the same people as 6 years ago. They didn't believe in macroeconomic indices. Okay, inflation above from single digit under President Mahama for 33 months. It been Sigana Bakose Muda as an achievement. Almost when your achievement, the inflation and your di inflation and your coin. Now, person who inflation Malata market. Na ko bisa brobo, ko bisa garebo, ko bisa mobo. Na Dr. Bawumia ya Malata. Economic analysis, market prices analysis, or no, the real inflation. They didn't believe in inflation. Okay, say, you see, Kasem Jina Brani, almost you would be, you see, the no, a depreciate. Now, person who saw maybe see Kasem Ejina Brania when you see the hoarding. And so, because our city was depreciating then, oh, it means the fundamentals of our economy are weak. And they inflation and they way and yet better than what it used to be under President Mahama and MPP for so neither is our city performing any better than it used to be. But then even as the city depreciates to 6 cities 30 pesos to $1, almost say the fundamentals are strong. Even though say your core petrol station petrol yentiminto because petrol ni diesel gallon near ton 16 Ghana and near ton 32 Ghana cedis no omusi o enyema yepa kodwomu bibia abo akosuru boom boom cement from 27 Ghana cedis per bag to 54 Ghana cedis, almost 100% increment. Iron rods the same, in chance the board also the same. A bro bag from 170 Ghana cedis per bag in 2016 to 450 Ghana cedis. In spite of sad realities we are Ghana for MPP for so enyemaye. and Sadia ne yade ha President Mahama na enra nsem kayem osra ban ne saban ni nya ho brase na omon ka ho brase kasa enkyere Ghana for because ade ya pa ne so obi ho kyere no na we insult on the sensibilities and intelligence ne hoto no based on fictitious and dubious figures and indices and na ya ade di kan yo ka ho ase na obi enra President Mahama chire mu se emprempren adanse wo ne se Ghana yesi kasa mu atete apansam but enisa keba ne sa me chirem de ntia yesi kasa no atete apansam we are broke, our economy is in a mess and is in shambles. I will explain that, but okan bibia for me it was very striking. The okan say aban we na ye the most luckiest government in the history of this country. Any say enkomode omai Ghana ye kosa ahuyehia we mu because ye kasika pa edisika omanya bicha aban bia say ba taxes omanya bicha aban bia. President Mahama in 4 years onya taxes 86 billion cedis. In 4 years omampenye Kufuado nya 157 billion 2021 de enka ho cedis, almost double the President Mahama nya in taxes. Oil na President Mahama nya 70,000 barrels per day. Aban we because of nya 3 oil fields na ye President Kufuado President Mahama nya just 1 oil field no and na omunya almost 200,000 barrels of oil a day. Oil revenue omunya na John Mahama de times 2. Eba bosia omabo bi chen aban bia omonko de eka 216 billion aka Ghana ka ho omba na Ghana ka 120 billion omo de akọ 336 billion omonko ano 216 billion been sida. They've borrowed, President Mahama borrowed 56 billion. They have added 216 billion to our public debt, so almost quadruple of what President Mahama borrowed. Now no President Mahama sanso chire mu se o free akonwa so 7 January 2017 o de japade bebre ni nyama pa bebre many opportunities no dija ben uja omo Ghana Investment and Infrastructure Fund for toa na sika demu a wa hyehye se yemfa nya mpuntu nyuma asopitis akwan ne yemfa mo o my Ghana mpuntu ne Ghana for asetenam uja omo Exim Bank for toa na de yesi nani so ne se ye de beboa nyuma ankrankro nyuma ewa ha a omo manufacture nyema produce nyema kwa ama no ne kotom ye nya foreign exchange na aboa manyuma ba Ghana uja omo Exim Bank uja omo Ghana Infrastructure Fund dum so na ha Ghana economy for 3 years no o solve sa problem no. Or yeah, the biggest factory in Ghana's history, the Tuabo gas processing plant, $1 billion investment. Of course, President Mills started it and he came to complete it. A big creative numa. Na afibia and ama Ghana ya gas. We don't depend on Nigeria again, and because of that, it saves Ghana $300 million every year. An economy without doom so. Economy now on breast gold, cocoa, commodity prices, oil at Siaba from 2017 omo de omba na prices in the cost. Oil production for the whole greater part of 2016 yentimi into oil because na fidia ye di to oil na say FPS nkroma na say omo de omba na wa ye ni yama omo asempa FM 3 oil fields monya almost 1 million metric tons of cocoa ewusika monya Ghana Infrastructure Fund monya Exim Bank monya sika bebre plus mobile ye de monya so. Why are Ghanaians bleeding and suffering now in spite of all these unprecedented opportunities? Ubi enra President Mahama ede ehun ya no ba or the answer ne by and answer ne one thing. Or say ya hun ye hia ne ahokyere na ye wo mu no is because of one thing and one thing only. A direct product of the mismanagement of the economy by this government. Omampenye Kufuado Dr. Bawumia ni MPP se wa bro ni amamwe yesika samwa omat titia pansa mo ma dia no basa no eno na amaye wa hokyere mu no na ma menkyere bibi mu na bia omo mutie mu no ehun se no krotrudo na President Mahama eka hwe aban we unim say just last week all the international credit financial institutions including Fitch published say Ghana lose access to the international bond market. You can international bond market. You can man say gaswa amama ahodoɔ timi kɔkɔbɔ bosia obi zɔ ɔte aseɛ Ghana bɛtɔ hɔ film retenten besi nɛ yɛtimi kɔ hɔ kɔbɔ bosia nya bosia ne bi bɛyɛ yɛ kuro yi President Kofo ne di kan de yɛ kɔ hɔ kɔgye $750 million yɛso yɛ abrɛ so President Mills and President Mahama kɔgye bɛ $3 billion aban we buy no ɔmagye almost $8 billion in Eurobonds say last week you lose access international bond market and so ɔmo mpɛ ani mu ahwɛ because baby ayeka as ɔman aduru no ɔmo ni gidie sɛ ɔmo bɔ yɛ bosia a yɛbɛtumi atua nti Ghana yɛntumi nkɔ saa mansan dwa so nkɔbɔ bosia biem baby aduru no yɛ ba ha bɛka ne de bia amanfo free sɛ amanyo sema na agudie no now it is getting serious. For the first time in our history, we've lost access. I mean, at least under the Fourth Republic, we've lost access to the international bond market. And saying Finance Minister could issue $1 billion green and social bonds. Abrofona anto bosi anoma mayebi. Eno na iuraga bi ocheda ko newspaper Daily Statesman. E dia kwahye Sam Jata George say gay sebio turumu a oye campaign tia opesi ye mrade bra no eye nu nti na manfo amoye bosi ahwe nim guase sem we usi kasem na atete apansam in fact we got nothing to do with LGBTQ na anye bia bosi ano na omokobɔ free gay activists for hwana and as they say ya say yam peneso magigi sem yom beso mo de bagana enye adwumenti no omo so mo bosi bi mu ana I think say it's because of sikasem no ma say na investors no longer have confidence our economy mo. Na de aye hu ni se ene Ghana yeka wo de toto isika ye wo asoman ade friend debt to GDP na President Mahama yeko based on rebasing ya 56% and they do 81.5% FM de kire ne se wo fa Ghana ye japade ne isika ye wo nyina na wote ye ka firi mu a ye ka ne nko afa ye sika ne ye japade ye worth 81.5%. The international standard is when you trust 70% we do danger zone. You trim 70 is you do 80 column. And according to Fitch, by 2023 you do 92% of debt to GDP. Because they don't see indication be a say enyema be improve. They think things will only worsen. ABM yakana every 120 billion. Akọ 336 billion. Enam bosia hunu bebre ba se wa broni abenyi Dr. Bawomi anyo mampenye Kufuado obonti no. Obi enne insi hu a yetua no yeka honko a interest payments 35.8 billion cedis ena sika ye ditua yeka no because wutua woka no hunsi hu na wutua bosia no angaza what dey say amortization eso ye 15.2 billion okabo mu a 51 billion ena ye de service yeka ye di bitua nsi hu di bitua yeka ye de asoman 51 billion cedis. But Ghana, ye sika ye say 2020 you can say your taxes are ye see about 2021 ye nyina no. 51 billion we ye 92.7% of it. Now yes the taxes are Ghana for tu nyina ye the 92.7 tua ye ka ho adwuma. Ye nya bi nya kwan, ye nya bi nya school, ye nya bi ntua ban adwuma ye foka. Ye the taxes in 92.7% service ye debt. Now what the tax revenue say to nchen and now for tax revenue no now the non-tax revenue so can na we benya with total revenue ye sika 2021 ye need that so say ye benya nyina which is even a projection e bia ye nya obi you know that which is 72 billion na just 72 billion and a Ghana 2021 ye tiefo ntiem ye aban we need that so say ne sabeka e bia ne nsanka but se ne nsaka 72 billion na or the move 51 billion cedis tua ye ka hunsi hu e de tua ka aka 21 billion aban adwuma ye fo ka akatua for 2021 so ye 30.8 billion na je say sika na aka no after servicing our debt no entimi ntua aban adwuma ye fo ka age se ye bobosia ansa na yetimi tua aban adwuma ye fo ka. And this is a fact. For the first quarter of 2021, government borrowed 3 billion cedis and no mutimi tua abanjuma ye foka. Mintia sem we been paying sem da under this Fourth Republic. Say ya you so broke say we borrow to pay public sector workers. Goods and services sika ye dey run agencies, ministries we borrow. including sika ya de beto fuel ego mampenye kufu adoka mu ana pen ni A4 sheet amana mana twere so in the office ye bobosia na ye de ato A4 sheet ni pen ye bobosia na ye sika de ato atare ama no na allowances nyina ye bobosia ansa na ye sika ye statutory funds like common fund like district kind of saying get fund road ni nyina age se ye bobosia and a common fund in arrears for almost 1 year 4 quarters 1 year sikan koe e better na mpuntu aba mantamu e better na contractor no ya gata so ya kwan ewo assembly level yenye sika etua neka 4 quarters sikan ko common fund mo na president mama kire bebia ye ginan enam omo hyehye ye bone a omo di yakwa koduru a eka na emme no man no no kan ye deficit won so asem because to person who say ban be very prudent or disciplined or responsible or where are do any friend of budget deficit no ye the difference between sika aban no adi sika aban na yusu dia ye eduma as against sika aban nsem it is 100 million ba nsem na wudi 120 million there is a deficit of 20 million I just call bobo sia na their finance Ghana beto ho since 92 besinne ye deficit a yenya eso pa de kire se aban na disika mana bro so chen dia ba nsem eye de see 2020 a deficit of 15.6%. e bin see that why is it because na aban na ye kwan ana o ye mpuntu o see hospital ba ye hospital ba kokra won see bi ye hu secondary school ba kokra ban we sika bebrebe ya mabbo so nyina o mu fe bi kra nye bi who are the papa be on my idea so it was not because of investments in the productive sectors of the economy where you can create jobs, but because of election related wasteful expenditures. Ye beto abenti yen reni at all cost. Tisika no mo sending the mobile money na more members in the name of loans to support small and medium scale businesses under COVID support. And omo check Ghana sika mo hu di ni nyafu. So budget deficit 15.6%. And because of sakana babeda ho no disika na broso abromu ni binti no. Omo punish Ghana for their own economic mismanagement. They have to get money to pay sakana beto because of sikana o ma dia broso no. Inti afi wenku a aban bia etete to so woni man so say na be ya ne manfo be hen o mo covid inti na businesses etimi abanso back no taxes insia covid levy on NHIL, covid levy on VAT, na ye the esla 20 pesos of fuel, 18 pesos per kilogram of LPG gas, yeah, the baller tax. So many taxes are amagana for Hochre. Why? Because I buy no punish for the economic mismanagement. And President Mahama spoke about that. Now, and the MPP for the dada Ghana for Uyefuni Oya. Sa reason no mo de bema. Uti Oya, sa reason ye de bema. Uka se bi predu asa untimi ne oyere nakra ye beka se sa reason no. Nti ene o musika sem na, o mani sika sem no matetia mana pansam no. O can they say almost we are COVID-19? COVID-19.
But is that not factual?
It is not factual.
How is it not?
Because COVID-19, yeah, per man my COVID-19 how mo Ghana nka.
Really?
Yes.
How do you justify
I can tell
that?
you say extend problems are Ghana ye nyan boy economy we mu no. Enye bi ni COVID-19. Why COVID-19 say nya Ghana nkwana? It was a pandemic into to man bia no be me boa. Cote d'Ivoire, omo budget deficit you saying. Almost spendable, almost revenue saying 5.9% 2020. Adana Ghana had 15.6. Togo, Benin, Nigeria, Rwanda, Omunyina budget deficit less than 7%. Adana Yankwa 15.6. Omunyina debt to GDP. In fact, Cote d'Ivoire debt to GDP 45%. Adana had do 81.5. Adana young locky omo from the international bond market. They Omunyina timi koko bobosia Ghana nkomo ubiaso omo yabosia why? So it is not COVID. Where in fact, makane hana message was subiem. COVID crane ma ban we nyeska.
You know why? You end in 5 minutes.
Hey, Obi.
Yes. 5 minutes and you would have done 25 minutes.
Wow. And yeah, me bono tofa. COVID. Emma, you know. 2019 Ghana tax revenue 43 billion. Utieme 43 billion. COVID by year 2020. Ghana nya tax revenue 45.3 billion. It nya more tax revenue in COVID year 2020 than 2019 before COVID. Into COVID, no, impact you're saying. When we got more revenue than even the previous year. And on chain because of COVID, World Bank for it became my $1 billion. Maybe I feel you must answer my another $1 billion. It's $2 billion. I buy be anywhere when you be from World Bank, from IMF, $2 billion. COVID inti. COVID inti World Bank for my $100 million free grant. COVID I buy way Bosia Bank of Ghana 20 billion. Parliament gave approval for 10 billion. They've overborrowed by 100%. Oma Bobosia 20 billion. President Mahama 4 years. Wa Mobosia free central bank once. Kwa wanyebi. President Mills anyebida. Omunko oma ko central bank. Akwa 20 billion. Stabilization fund. Yesi kai. Or you see Kenny Bia ye dia to sa fund mu $200 million. President Mahama de DJ omoma kofa. Ti COVID the crown amoma fa bro nya hwan wi akoko. So it is not COVID. It is their recklessness. It is their crass incompetence. It is their crass economic mismanagement. And then the idea about bedru baby no. Nene get funder yedi betumi ayem puntu a omo dia kwesi awo akwaje bosia. So about 70% of get fund proceeds and man yedi aye suku ho adwuma. And President Mahama spoke about the fact say ene yedi sua wonsem ya say no. Akrako school na yesi obema kwan chena yesi wo yasesa no. Ne de na kofie da obeko school kra wonim. And then nursing training colleges ya postpone omo reopening dates. Colleges of education this year ya ma obi anko school ya postpone teacher trainees intimi nko school, nursing trainees intimi nko school. SHS4 calendar there ya ne basa because he can ho. Textbooks e was here de ko basic schools mpo. 2 years ni enko e. Na President Mahama said yeah ya wo mu ni say o ma say Ghana sika sem wawie na because the bar on they kind about jobs it requires time to make no second round. Na we are totally hopeless and clueless when it comes to job creation in nature. Almost as so say Ghana sika. And na ya de ba kwa President Mahama kan ya me there. Say Ghana for wa ho kire ne ho hia we mu. O man panyi si en tighten your belt. Aban dwumayefo afi we mu akatua ntumu a ode amomo just 4%. And so o man panyi ni de sorry a o presidential jet o but no wa rent private jet utini dia Boeing 737 Airbus ACJ 320 new don hwere ba ku bia what team say ya pack Ghana to $20,000 in 9 months alone. Ghana sika 640 billion and na omampenyo kufuado they rented presidential private jets the tutu kwan 64 million Ghana cedis. Afi nkwa we twam 10 million cedis almost 100 billion on the rental of these luxurious jets. The abayati sika to amana ne de no de munya ne fe opede mu efa obetumi adwade wo wiem eno ne de that's what Falcon 900 eno na according to Sewa Bruni ukoda nkunchira ye de kwesiw. And people are suffering. People are not getting jobs. People are being made to pay more taxes just to finance the opulence of President Ekofo-Addo. His extravagance. Famfas will be Ghana for. And Obi, these and many more. And I answer more. You Ramahama. Editu genre.
Before you end, I would ask this question. Semitier in Sema.
Na can say, my man is can say. You're disrespectful. Say Ghana for one who children now say you entitled your belt. Now who leader no? Who nyatema? Now who lead by example? Now what dear you are living like an Arabian king, renting luxurious, hyper expensive private jets whilst your people are suffering. Now what the state presidential jet akoma say Bruni.
So let me ask this question. Yeah. My question on this all of the things you've said, and I listened to former President Mahama. May they compare the Okaya in his speech before the election at Mo Manifesto launch and some of the things you personally said even before the election. They captured all the things that were kind of ended. These things formed part of the election campaign. The Ghanaian people have decided that is the more canon. It might not be what is of real importance to the Ghanaian people because Omote Sansem still decided to repose confidence in this government.
Omote Sansem and they decided to repose confidence in John Mahama and the NDC. And that is why from 106 seats in Parliament, they gave us more than 138 seats, a clear parliamentary majority.
137.
No, 137 is what the EC declared for us.
Yes.
But we know that we won more than 137. And that is why we are in court in Techiman South. And that is why we are in court in Sefiri also. Because the pink seats are which we have put before the court shows that we won those seats. And they are still listening to the wisdom in what president. Now, some American here, they ain't which of the things I've said here, and then you're truthful. Which of the things are President Mahama? Is it about our debt situation? Is it about the deficit? Is it about the economy? Is that by way totally clueless? I buy on what about Bontiaka say mean create a dream beam. Enti Oya or Babuna for destiny shows them work up with Juma. Who say they should go into entrepreneurship. Yet what I said yes, we create an enabling environment for the private sector to thrive. You are killing the private sector with taxes upon taxes, including small and medium scale enterprises. How can businesses thrive? How can jobs be created when I'm saying import duty na me say you have clinker cement any car be import adia import duty yes 749,000 import duty no taxes and levies and fees inquire 4 million Ghana 4 million 40 billion. How can businesses thrive? How can jobs be created that way? Okay. So Minia, that is why President Mahama yesterday he spoke like a statesman. He spoke truth to power, but while at the same time, he spoke calling for unity so that we will be able to solve certain problems that affect you. Now, me 1 minute I can make kind way. Now, me 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
The second.
In conclusion,
Dr. Okoboy.
In conclusion, yeah. In conclusion, I want to end on with a quotation there. A quotation of something President Mahama said in his speech. Now, me de manuesi because we na me person make it for my first round. Was it, ladies and gentlemen, President Mahama Neka saying, civil servants, doctors, nurses, teachers, businessmen and women, traders, farmers, drivers, and the teeming unemployed youth of Ghana. This government is our common national tragedy. We may yet have to endure these very difficult times for a while more due to a combination of factors. But I come to you this evening with a simple message. Do not, out of avoidable hardships and difficulties, despair to the point of losing hope and giving up on Ghana. Do not lose hope. Instead, I urge you to hope and work hard for a better Ghana and a better future under a new NDC administration in 2025. I am talking about a future where your name, your ethnicity, your tribe, your circumstances of birth will not determine how you are treated in your own country by your own government. I recall the words of the Most Reverend Japhet Yawo Ledo during my thank you tour of the Volta region, and I stand this evening to assure the people of Ghana and the nation at large that all successive NDC administrations will continue to be a national and people-centered ones, sharing the national cake equally and beneficially to all regions and parts of the country. And lastly, this is the last paragraph. A future where institutions will work for the good of all citizens, and all citizens will reciprocate institutions with willing respect, not demanded obeisance out of fear of repercussions from the powers that be. A future where the president will accord due respect to all citizens, including chiefs from all regions, so that a legitimate request by a chief in Aflao to a minister to complete and operationalize a community day senior high school started by my administration will not be treated shabbily by the president. Yeah, these are the words of hope of President Mahama.
I'll come back to you. Dr. Bernard Okoboy, because you did your speech yesterday. They responded to me. Doc, my NTA, you have the same time.
Sabio, una odi asema tuja asimu papa. Etu na obe chere de mu ka.
De oka.
Sabi mu na ye tie mu. Na yeso ya hwekwan e be yi ana na nyesa. Sabio sabi se na na do dan ko kufa do kokasa. Sami meba be chere mu na wo so de wo na waka ana nyesa. Enti we de enya de a Sabio wamasa. Obi, first of all, no mami insert here for you say COVID cases start echo up for other countries. Na December sana mi kan no. In fact, November, December no. a high risk season for COVID. Na other countries, no more cases not starting control. Maybe how the last time say. Train time our cases no be starting control and for ye be say be friends hospital ye man now friend me say vaccine no this is the time to go for it. Nyakupa dom ye ka say na vaccines no obi ye more than 8 million in stock or the national storage. And about 2 million vaccines are in the field with health workers in Tikojibi. Now, I made a statement this afternoon, Ewa Ibis. Say, if you die of COVID today or tomorrow, largely it's your choice. If you had died a year ago, it is destiny. The Americans say a year ago, na sebi, chroma, na vaccines in yede anyhow. Yeah. Inti mesreo, bomodin, utiemia. Kona ko obisi doctor, mi Moderna na mi Pematis AstraZeneca, che de ope. Na COVID is a kawa. Kwa wari ube faso no, enye ona obetre. Ti esremo. Whichever vaccine you get, take it. It will save you from death and severe illness. Obi, and now so me mami, Ekosiisen commission 54 bed capacity hostel. Awasiama cancer children or Kolibu. Aye, Mrs. Rebecca Ekofo-Addo.
I saw the pictures.
Obi, now there was only one thing I took away from the commissioning of this 18-room hostel. Papa na oye Ghana Association. I mean the Ghana Association of Parents with parents or more children with cancer. Mm-hmm. One doctor, Dr. Ave, or can be me Emma Awo. My friends, I
was saying.
Oh, Obi, the man said 2009 and I'm forming association. No more will say. 75% of all childhood cancers are treatable. Now, so when patients come, only about 50 or 60% continue treatment. Why? Because omoba sebienya malaria after 1-2 days wakofi. Yeah. You have to stay around sometimes for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 month, maybe 2 months. Sorry, Obi. And Tomu said the biggest problem was accommodation. Now sebi for some reason, baby, so many childhood cancer na fear nye that strong. Yeah. And papa ni say only bad or cancer may akrani so rest in peace akrani come free. Or the new South Africa send a honomu children's hostel, mothers and children's hostel for cancer children. Into or catch and say although ni body free mono e bi obe for obe Ghana anye bi obe. Or see omudi people who serve for 2009 obi corporate bodies e bi omoko obi anfa or chop book crowd because of fans always obi. Ebe mi say na dom no ndoso. Book na anfa. Or see finally 2017 and obi catch omo say mo mbe mame no na wo compassion IFS lady. Or see mame no catch omo say o kaka akra se bibi be ni nsema odo mo kaka akra yen hwe bi ade no beko obi kaka monji 5 years yi and a first lady. And papa ni say it was in 2017 Oshia Obia Sena or your angel. These are the words of the man that when Oshia first lady everything changed. And then Nyankopon Dome, the Sunshine Hostel, that's how they call it. The Rebecca Ekofo-Addo Sunshine Hostel. 54 beds with conference rooms, kitchen, sitting area, playing ground. If we can all add a little bit, Ghana will become what we want to see. Auntie Rebecca, and I mean jokingly, can say, "Yen tiao pony, a payable pony in Canisa payable." They say, "Obia yen tiao couple." And I said, "We won't dino won't kika." Erus Rui, Nanka yako tiawanka. By the way, last month Lodina Jini die, and we are aside. Ye tiobia omoje na sebi. You see, obi hua. Dia nanso eudia nipa. It's for you to judge. Obi, John Dramani Mahama. When a socialist delivers a speech at a 5-star hotel that has 5 different levels of security, it means it is modern socialism. Obi. Now, me feel say be on that hall. Now, you put Juma no me for what say papa we dey no kan Obi. E cheme be say you see James ye speech no e wo Kempinski. Me see but NDC full soldiers no. Why ever the Eko Kempinski any protocols any for omo ahi and o medru sa ho no enti anya wo Obi mi hwe mu no na Joyce Bawa Moktari ni stand go me say aha e bi ya Kempinski die we mo na me wo na Nyankopon na eda na si say ene Ekofo-Addo aban amane ma we nyina esi a Kembiski da na esi ye obi ode mi na bi so se obo na date nu abetom obi yesi ama o cheche ne we bende obi GM kanema bebre but my who say I've said it here 2024 the outcome will be determined not necessarily by the number of policies and programs but by communication obi my who from the NDC say omu is skilled at communicating nyama and reflecting the AC obi President Kufuor ye nyama bebre nanso ye koto about 2008 na NDC papa oko bisa sebi na nyama ya ye no we counted on our programs and policies sena nyama NDC for shankrofo mo catch on na nyesa so this time no ma catch ye krofo nyina say near brise be break it na obi we don't have to take anything about from for granted. We must calm down and answer it. How come say former President Mahama Beka say the trust and for Ghana for Mundi, their seats went up from 106 to 137. The same electoral commission are supervising the process.
137. You spoke about clear parliamentary majority.
Oh, please, I've quoted from him. Me throw my cut through the whole speech. Okay, say the trust reflected led to their seats increase from 106 to 137 with an increase of 31. Maturing in our so Sami, calm down and read. The point I'm making is that if the same commission, bastardizing its own integrity, or my supervising process, Emma Wawa Jatum say trust was reflected. Emma seats echoes through by 31 seats. About the same neighbor presidential, Osi Udiebo. Untibida. Now, it's not complex mass. It is clear for many constituencies that NPP is strong. Obi say we won the presidential and yet lost parliamentary. Not one, not two, not three. Baby, typically etiwa. Ube president are leading heavily. Uko share MP or the form. Me and my senior brother you pay. President are leading heavily. Uko share MP or the form. Uko Cape Coast. Uko share presidential president edenim ushe MP or the form. So that was the norm at many places. And to uye statistician now share figures now. And yeah, if the seats are close, but when it comes to presidential, baku adienim obi. It's and yeah, even if you do not attend presec, you will get it obi. So then St. John's. Obi. You say presec dey say mass aya solve wo akraka a disco prempe amfan o the bedroom presec. Sometimes in four variables cry it me solve presec legal. And one co presec any complex. In fact, 2012 then air complex. When you add all the MPs NDC MPs candidates when you add all their votes obi JM had 500,000 votes more than the cumulated figure of all the colleagues. Now ask this question. It means there were 500,000 people who came to the polls, voted for JM, but it didn't go to any of the MPs. And it did not also show up in our results. When the complicated, unexplained mathematics are, and Uber also be with not this simple one. Obi, but what I say. So the point I'm making is JM, and as I come through the script, Uber another comment I'm making about the Supreme Court and the Electoral Commission, very alarming. And I'll call on civil society to wake up and do something about it. Obi, President Mamasi, you got through what he describes excruciating hardship and suffering. Wow, Obi, by the time my JB, President JM, every office, Obi, now Obuasi, you're shutting it down. Yeah, Papa, Oti Kokosu. Sebi okopa chosa mo ye bibi na mbie na obosu nyina yes sama aduko cemetery sama pom obi nana wakomapemu osre mo ye bibi obi amfa na nye se JM kind no the means kwa be fa so obeye no na the know how no ni ho but by the grace of God ye buy no ye commission oboase no nana kan bibi osi no nim Ekufo-Addo ache but o share no opposition catch any say me wo gide bi so obo china e betimi ayi na ne Nyankopon do ayi that's the difference I'm talking about. So surprising me use surprising enye won because of politics say yan church mu a JM be fa we didi akache obi say o mu bre nanso his record is very very distressing. Or see okay economy no I have noticed something about the speech very very smart way of approaching no Also, at the macro level, we can feel the heavy impact of a troubled economy. What kind of talk is that? I saw Dr. Waka say, patient when I look at the looks of the patient and the gait and the stamina and how he's breathing, the patient is not well. Who told you that's how you tell a patient is not well? What is the heart rate? What is the blood pressure? What is the temperature? What is the power in the legs? There are indicators you use to tell the strength or well-being of a patient. What's the Glasgow Coma Scale? There are scores we give to tell the level of consciousness of a patient at one accident. You use the figures. And when I feel Dr. Baumia, when he's talking about the economy, he gives you the facts and the figures. Raw facts, either from Statistical Service, GRA, or from Bank of Ghana. And yeah, I think at the micro level, the impact. And from Nkrumah time, Nkrumah time, in fact, you overthrow Nkrumah, no, the people were jubilated. They don't know a thing. Nkrumah na yetun hunyum no. A champion sa. They say, what? Operation Feed Yourself. Only one say, hey, I want you to be that. So, because of the way economies and the world runs, prices go up with year. They call it inflation. Deflation is a problem, but too much inflation too is a problem. I agree. But until you can say prices, you call a pair, country. But JM was doing now Panda back who say playing on the emotional keyboards. State the figures, not the fiction. Figures, not fiction. Figures. Obi, very, very important. Now, Oko figures more. JM knows that he will be exposed. But BBA very smart. JMC, Obi show ni speech, from 2009, NDC about power up to 2017. One can about primary balance, one can interest rates, one can treasury bill rate. JM can about fiscal deficit. Only the okay. Or see, because they put in place the pillars for a strong economy. Yeah, in 2017 and your growth of 8%. Wow, Obi, an 8-year period. FM. You didn't speak to the events that happen in each year. But who can say, now can say, me and you time me team free no now 8% aba. Meanwhile, 2016 when GM was exiting, growth was 3.5. Now one lay foundation crana is solid. You're jumping from 3.5 to 8.0 now. Obi, the point I make is that one both figures individual, because when he goes there, like a doctor mentioning the temperature or heart rate or blood pressure, quickly GM will be exposed because the facts normally do not favor him. And at deaths, Usha end this for you now. It's all American economy where the only place they go and talk about is debt. They don't talk about primary balance. Until MPP came, Ekufado ni Baumia Bayano. Now Ghana's primary balance, it was in a deficit for about 3-4 straight years. Now I see primary balance, I'm a chair muada. Normally, who do you see can be got to your debt, SFC debt. Primary balance, just say, yes, who do you and no man, ye no free ho. Because Ubet have 2 eka kesebia, ebia usika nyina kra every month by force, I was on for service. By yen fair nun tunche, na yen say, sika usaka no, ahina was spending. JM had negative. What it means is that when he was president the last 3 years, sika na oyusu wa maremu na edosu change in saka. That is how you tell whether a government is being reckless. Now, immediately Ekufado became president for 3 straight years before COVID struck in 20. Ghana's primary balance was in surplus. Obi, say Usha Obia on Nifie any asylum down IMPP for there, another Paka ISMI Jemfi ni inheritance. Usha Obia, these are the things they use to tell you whether your country is on track or is going backwards. Another one, I will be very neutral. Maybe say, how are the cost of credit like? Say, central bank the Sikama banks, I know GM. GM no G 25.5%. Now I know in speech, you know, so person create opportunity now. Now who create opportunity? Who charge 25% from banks? How much would they give it out? Obi FM. Ebia Kennedy Japan when you know, Nyankopon into Nkwem. Osi doctor me chemu. You see, interest rate 25%. In fact, that was policy rate. Until GM time, 1 year, 29. Me can't tell you, I'm doors until the mammy 29. Obi, 29, say bank ma 100 Ghana cedis. Ube free, ube be a door, our piano. Why 29 Ghana cedis free in dada for coming for the money. Now, Obi, 61 cedis. And I yes, Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca 71.
Obi, yeah. 71 cedis, no. Sebi, risk of the cost of production, the risk involved in accident, say fire, need number more. Economic activity now is slow. Now who are policy rate and now 25.5. una who can say who promise economic having Ghana. Now GMC now we are TWO where is very instrumental. Ghana is spending 35.8 billion cedis to service our debts. Now let me give you some data. In fact, me chair Dr. Baumia. Data and facts are hey now who they say na want to with Sammy who they don't need tolerance but what can say kakray Sammy oba man paper that's the problem see paper man Ghana's total debt stock when Kufuor was leaving was 9.5 billion.
Asempa FM.
You say no problem, I'll give it to you. Obi, by the time President Mills, may his soul rest in peace, and GM were leaving, it had grown to about 121 billion. Obi, 9.5 to 121 in 8 years. The percentage when I calculated, again, pre-segment, Obi. The percentage, Obi, about 1,273%. Wow. That's a record of the NDC. The total not nominal of raw figure now, it was 1,273% of what they came to meet. They are saying our current amount is 334 billion. We've added 214. We met 120. When you do the calculation, the increase is 278%. Obi 278. Oh, they find they say 4 years I had 278. The next 4 years I bet 278. When you add, you are still under about let's say 500 for 8 years. You see, this is the way you compare the strengths of two people who say they want to manage your affairs. So, who share 1,000%, just say, Ajigong, you don't go there. Now, this is another interesting thing. By the time the NDC was leaving power, Obi, we were using about 9.5 billion to service our debts and amortization. That was the raw total debt they met at the beginning of the 8 years. What did they make? Can I say? On me share 9.5 billion. Tell me, on me free power in 8 years. Sika here annually to service debt was the total one they started with. Get this first picture. Now, JM and Nuna say we are using 35.8 billion to service our debts annually. It is what percentage of what we came to meet? Usha is about a quarter. Oh, please.
Yeah.
Oh, interest with servicing.
And yeah,
It's servicing. You pay for interest. Yes.
Amortization.
Yes. Oh, Nyabo, Obi.
I think your point has been well made.
Oh, conversation. Don't
you are incorrect.
No,
your point is well made.
Only now, some is over saying Bokobo for close to 30 minutes. Come on, one from your bone corner. Okasa. Anka frame me me come be. Let me see more kakra. Obi, enti Usha the record no, it doesn't favor me uncle. Former President John Dramani Mahama. Obi, James say your fiscal deficit no, and your COVID. Now you overspending reckless. Obi. Obi yet no man we mu. Ena foreign lands Ekosiisen sebi obo ports because of COVID. Most countries went on a lockdown. Ya haboy Obi vessels it reduced from Namayenya let's say weekly no, it reduced I do about 5-10%. Virtually the ports were closed. Obi. Kotoka was closed also. Is that also Obi? Now, Nipa Oye shop honestly were closed. Who are very important vessel and crana on back Obi. If never when you see Abaya traditionally country about 30% or 40% of all your revenue. Every port, a ban is saying and a sebi Obeka say deficit a year wesa Obeka say it had nothing to do with COVID. Now sebi Obi teacher unko school for close to 6 months. Every month you talk and one kasa say unim say sebi adom kwana sustainable Obi. If Ekofo-Addo wanted to still respect fiscal policies, he would have tried to either slash salaries of those who were at home or virtually not pay at all, because when you don't make an input, there is no output. Once a government is still spending, going by the expenditure plan, but the revenue plan, no, airdropping and now has vanished, no, he has to close the gap. Obi, that's what deficit is about. O start here, no, o see o be do 1,000. What calculate you say sika be ba unsam 1,000. Obi nyesa. But 1,000 o di tua umba school fees. O sa dey show mu medical bills. BDC, I'm a 1,000 on Sabekano Obi and Bebium. What you can do is to choose to be fiscally disciplined. What it means that because your money is not coming, you just tell your children that let's put school on hold. Now medical bills, you know, so nyanko pompe and so obi. That's what you do. You see fiscal prudence, and I will do fiscal plans one. But oya buyer, obe say who saving crofon kwa. Now uma who chamber for ma. Obe koso a spend this sika. Although unsan kandi ya ohwehwe. Unsan kandi ya ohwehwe ninti. I was so unko pesika we bifu fro na unfan share anamu. Ene bema the FN deficit say o kanana de o di na onni bi no akosoro. Obi when you jam ni mo. Jam nim. Nanso 2024 to minti. Osi ohun ye. Nana akomia me chiao obi. Onim the impact of COVID. Akomia see ordinary way na anka every week. 1 year 2.5 million or so from bus STC. I call every coast in Obi. COVID inti yet to your borders as part of our measures. The first cases of COVID from northern Ghana, omu free north and omu enter Ghana. They all had the virus. Enti President Kufuor two border mu no your time anabu apayo, but a part of plans to save lives. Enti say wa two border mu na President Nana Komia ka say STC or yamwa because in revenues you come from a chair say COVID na nya grow obi. Anka COVID amba am Kufuor and two border mu. Akomia be ka say oya bailout. No! Obi. Airport. Usha parliament. They do more influence by Obi. Na shit. Minkasa aba for mo. Revenue inflows. COVID about be on two coin. Me was come nyina. If airport terminal 3 na ya, esamidi ye de pano. The money we need to pay no. It was and then now ye sami. It was from calculations. Obi, na from calculations on my year. When you know Obi a drop here. Enti me pacho e ba economy sebi COVID ama challenges aba. Now Okoboy President Kufuor ekita sa suban na onim say there are obi operating restaurant. Obi operating restaurant. COVID inti. Usi obi among obi ampie no. How would they feed? There are difficulties. Obi ono renters chair ni ema funeral. For close to months. Usi maye ye no. Odini mba mebre obi asebi oya importer. No port on odidi kakra. Versus mba obi obebre. All these people are living in Ghana. So there's hardship. But what we must not do is to try and take advantage of the difficulties of those people for political power. Speak to how you would have helped them. James is not speaking about how you help them. He's only reminding them of their problems. Okoboy is here to remind those people. Say if you friend etiwa, udun sako share James semwa one sha and ye fifi pe obi. You be free ambulance. Now, James creating jobs and not speech, you know. James say, "Opesa won't fix the economy, no. This is how you do it." I see NDC manifesto. Jai disturb Obi. Mr. Bedini Kasa, mreni. Enti mami di mre. Obi. James say, "Anka NDC manifesto no promise here, no." Now the subject was creating jobs. Jobs, na the issue.
Yeah.
Nanka, he would have done infrastructure. Now I stir up growth. Now I fixing the economy. Now I hear tax cuts. Now I developing a digitally functional economy. And I'm saying, hey, James. Now, what device 4 years? In fact, 3.5 plus acting 5 or 6 months. Now I have 4 years of president. After 8 years, I know how to fix the economy. Now economy now will fix it. You know anymore. Obi, English. If you want to, do you fix something that is broken?
No, you don't.
Obi, James said the 2020 manifesto. No person will fix the economy. Just say, the economy is broke. Is that not it? Now, tell me, no, all through as president, what was our inflation? What was growth? How was primary balance like? How was interest rate? BBI was even power crowd for 3 years. It couldn't be on. Also, be fixing. And tax cuts. James obey tax cuts. But we don't know him like that, too. When his minister said, when they went into a serious hole in 2012 after reckless spending, Obi, only the James here. Obi Fachemi. Condom, omo use condom cry. Asem to one. Taxes ebedaso. Ema ye kopacho machete taxes ba missing machete. Yeah, cutlasses. Taxes baso. President John Dramani Mahama imposed over 17 taxes. In addition to taxes na ya oti unse asamimu list bi omodi bawo habo. Say hey, say na be share taxes e Kufuor charge. Sa taxes nyina James charge nyina. Except about 2 or 3. COVID taxes na introduce you say. Enu pe na James man charge. Obi Oh, China, me tell you time.
You end in 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Obi, wow, my kai songo. Oh, Obi, wow, my kai songo. Obi friend or say, yeah, other people friend no more times. I don't say, hey, Jimmy friend man also. Now we timer.
We
are small. Obi, this having your timer. Obi, John Dramani Mahama say. Plans or one or person on ye TVET, yenje free in available. These are the things we must do. Now, I don't know whether they are not telling what is happening in Ghana. TVET, it has been taken care of. Obi. And let me end by saying this. An economy that can still open applications, create portal for people to apply. Midibu Kasai, Ministry of Education, among over 100,000 Ghanaians. The highest ever in anybody's first term. Because of the free SHS, they have to take a lot of teaching and non-teaching assistance. An economy that has absorbed, giving clearance to over 120,000 health workers in 4 years. As we speak, they've advertised recruitment for immigration, police, prisons. An economy that still has space to absorb public workers. An economy, no Obi. I've never seen a single report say Ghana has been in default of its debt service. Never. As we speak now, anybody should challenge me. And a country, an economy that can still sustain its debt servicing. And guess what? An economy that positions itself, as we speak today, as the #1 destination for foreign direct investment. These are facts, Obi, not a cowboy sentiment. Over Senegal and Nigeria. Now, say, Dr. Baumyanti, there are different types of exchange rate regimes, Obi. Let an economist call you. There are those who practice fixed exchange rate and floating. Some of the countries they are mentioning, like the Ivory Coast and some of them, the economies are pegged to the French currency. And to show more, naturally, over the years, deficits. Oh no, you can't compare their deficits to ours because they don't run a floating free market economy. Anything that Obit says Sierra Leone, any Liberia, deficits form. Would you say they are better off because of that? No, it is when you are not deep in those ones. So I'm sure I know why a mistake. And all I want to say is that Obi, we have challenges, but the surest hope is not with the author of economic mismanagement, which is JM. The surest hope is with an MPP administration. And when the MIA say we will continue to give hope to Ghanaians.
Okay, very well. Mami na saying Dr. Okoboy and Yatien and current second round. Let me say a big good evening to lawyer Ejudi Tamaklo. Okay, Ejudi Tamaklo at the MDA staff establishment and cost for 2021. Also mid-term budget projected expenditure on salaries for just 839,000 public sector workers. And number no is okay over 30 million or 30 billion. Yeah, 30 billion. Oh. Yeah, 30 over 30.313 billion. Lawyer, thank you so much. My main kind message is me Nubina Fe, lawyer Sami Jemfim Rem ni emfa in second round, ni emfa komono Emra Ewie. We say for Social Democrats to choose most expensive venue, Kempiski, to tell Ghanaians about hardship was refreshing to hear. For a former president who refused to employ some doctors and nurses, despite the nation needing their services, to turn around and demonize President Akufo-Addo, who has given them employment, is equally refreshing to hear. Ex-President Mahama said nothing new. It was just the usual propaganda theatrics. Ghana is indeed a great place to be. And that's from Farouk. He is in Tema. Wait, so Obi, did I hear lawyer Sami Jemfi say with their checks from the pink sheets available to them, they had more than 137 seats? Why then are they still silent on the result they had in the presidential? Hold on. They had in the presidential election upon all the allegations against the EC. Sami should today tell us what they had. Fallacy fact. Okay. Let me see the other ones we have here. Nafi into me and Twaso. But I just read Anna Ejurita Maglozia Waba. Ejurita Maglo Waba MPP Anna.
Maybe only the senior communicator.
And I don't want to say my kind of message is here.
Okay,
oh, the testers belong to another.
The whole crime, wow. Charlie. My brain too much. No, aha. Enti, Chairman of the Coca, good evening to you. Me say Bibia Ekoye.
Can I tell my message?
No, about earlier conversation. Chairman of the Coca. Mamintio.
Obi.
Maminya the 10 minutes, yes, sorry.
Oh, that Dr. Kuboy Kasano Masrisa. Obi, you know why? Let me be some who said. The Dr. Kuboy on one seminar walk on Ojidi. Does he believe himself?
Oh, I don't.
Me name say we do that level now. What say you be more?
Fact. Do you want to dispute the
fact?
Okay, then dispute them and let's see.
Na me person me bisa nsem na work on one gasa GD because the man if he believes what he say. Or say an economy aye an economy which has lost access to the international bond markets. First time in the history of Ghana. O maya ye say ye ba mansan bia so say ye be bobosia ye nya bi ye ma ye yakobi na say ye nya bi. Is that the economy you are celebrating? An economy, the finance minister Kenoforiata say, "Entimi nfa obi adwuma biem in the public sector." Dr. Koboy Tiasempa FM said there is still space in the public sector.
But they are just recruiting police officers and immigration officers. Are they not?
But you were not here. Were you not here when the Minister for Finance went to UPSA and told the graduating students and the youth of this country, say the public sector is choked?
Yeah, I'll say AF4.
Because you took him out of context.
That means
what context?
A limit to how many government can employ.
Master, I am telling you, the man says the public sector is choked. Which word in that sentence? And a hazy or nebulous that you cannot understand.
Police for a private sector.
Me pacho,
nebulous.
An economy, entry man nursing training institutions into MBA school. For the first, many fear did that say nursing training institutions. A time as I was on Muko school. Yes, you postpone reopening dates. I just said next year, 2022, and son wait me to school acquire nurse. What to be Wagana Bakosemuda? An economy is so broke that teacher trainees cannot go to school. In 2021, you are postponing your reopening to 2022. Is that an economy? What is the Okoboy talking about? An economy for 2 years and been provided textbooks to basic schools. Abraya new curriculum. It was textbooks for that curriculum. 2 years, no textbooks. So most schools have reverted to the old curriculum. Is that an economy? Does he believe what he's saying? Let's start with your kind about COVID. Was the COVID time in countries be a lockdown? COVID time no ne bi munko adwuma. COVID time no way say and I to port we mu. But Obi, the question is, what was the impact of that unanticipated event, in this case COVID no? I will minus so. Obi, are you getting me? Say Obi a lockdown for 3 weeks is not the issue. Say Obi a close to the port or on a country, and yet the issue. Say teacher bi anko adwuma, it's not the issue is what was the impact of that pandemic on your finances? And Obi anyaza. Oh, my phone just went off. I wanted to read to you a story. In fact, Graphic Online has published. Just Google Ghana Revenue Authority achieves revenue targets for 2020. Obi a would tell me via Google it. The revenue targets, Sikando do abai we can send ko be pen 2020 COVID year was 47 billion. They reviewed it to 42.7 billion because of COVID. 42.7 billion, and they got 45.3 billion, 2.5 billion more than what they projected, which is 6% increments.
And also GRA, right?
GRA.
In a way, GRA exceeds 2020.
Yes.
2020 revenue target.
GRA exceeds 2020 revenue target. So, Sikakra, what can I say? Where Porta Benny?
Graphic Online.
Sikakra, what can I say? More penal. Tienio, Manya bro. 2.5 billion more, 6% more. So where from this issue, what was the impact on the economy? Where from this issue of COVID? Obi, are you getting my point? That's the first point. Secondly, no. Send it to him. No, all the stories say, Master, graphic publishers. Are you denying it? But GRA itself held programs and told the nation said they have exceeded their revenue target, so we should clap for them. Okobo, you don't know this.
Let me send to him. I'm sure on fact we are not.
Don't send him just graphics. Send the city 1 2. Send the all the stories. You don't know you are a government. You are the official government spokesperson. You should know where this is even a government achievement. Listen, doc. You don't know this. Let me tell you. I mean, you this is a government achievement. One of your achievements is that you achieved your revenue target for 2020, even in the COVID year. It is a mo ka mo pen mo nya kra na brozo COVID be be awge. And I can say, budget deficit, okay, economic indices. We say we should not look at a patient and niaka so yare na wonyare certain barometers. Me boa. Obi anya certain indices. And na budget deficit dey one ka worker primary balance. And then mo pass a Fiscal Responsibility Act. Because you agree say the measure of a government's recklessness or disciplineness is measured by budget deficit. Any primary balance. Budget deficit na chere sika dodo abanya use as against the revenue awenya. The worst ever record in this Fourth Republic, 15.6% under you, unfair. Is that the economy you want us to celebrate? And Togo, enya COVID, Benin, enya COVID. Côte d'Ivoire, na mo position de bia mo de Ghana to Côte d'Ivoire ho. Mo ka say electricity bills mpo a Ghana yetua na wa ha no. Yemfa to Côte d'Ivoire. President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia did that in the position. Côte d'Ivoire's deficit is 5.9. Yours is 15.6. How can you blame COVID? Unko na wunya COVID. Na ye free ya COVID. Munya kwan ya COVID. Unya usi school COVID. Unya hospital COVID. Na COVID na ye ho toye. Na nyuma be na mo bia no krom ha. The manufacturing sector in 2019 grew by 6.5% before COVID 2019, but 2016 now grew 7.9%. The financial and insurance sector grew by 8% in 2016. 2019 before COVID grew by 1.5%. The construction sector in 2019 grew by 8.4%. In 2019 before COVID it grew by negative 4.4%. Before COVID, your economy was in shambles. Debt to GDP had crossed, you can say, 62%. 56 to 62%. Now, more than 100 billion. Now, at the Papa Bia Wukrumwa. Why are you blaming COVID? COVID. Now, yes, we na. Or say, yen kasa about the economic indices. Is it our growth, 2020 growth rate, you're saying? 1 point something. No, a favorable economic indices a chesem we better managers of the economy. And no they are COVID. Now President Mahama dey growth rate of 3.5. And no there we should discount the external factors or the act of God that lead to low growth. No. You see the hypocrite. President Mahama, the highest growth rate in Ghana on the achieve as vice president under the Mills administration and head of the economic management team, 14.4% in 2011. Even before COVID, on your growth rate of more than 8% in 2000, even before oil, on your growth rate of 8% in 2010, the highest. In 2016, Afidia yedi to oil ne say yeno. Na yentimian produce oil for the greater part of 2016. Non-oil growth was 4.6%. Oil growth was negative 15.6%. And then the amount 4.6 in about to 3.5. Even though say na fidie na say, enya mamu ho asem obi uti rase. And no dey say the record no. Dey bia mo de sopano. Na wo dey yenyi COVID in film. Na 2016 commodity prices gold, oil, cocoa amafom. Don't you still assess us based on that record? Do so na new 2012, 2013, 2015. Mon finance assess yana. Why should we discount COVID? COVID inti wako Bank of Ghana called 20 billion. Where did you qua? COVID inti IMF amount $2 billion. Where did you qua? World Bank amount $100 million. Where did you qua? Now saying SHS will be a school. sika omode to face mask Veronica buckets any hand sanitizers man kro almost $100 million obi meboa 598 million cedis statistika no 5.9 trillion and akufu ado ne Dr. Bawumia say omode to sanitizer konko baako face mask reusable one mienu and a Veronica bucket miensa pe school what disika na wi a wo de ba una wa say economy na wi a wo de ba be COVID so it is not COVID but obi di mbiem as for the issue about baby I call ye program Kimpiski ne ye mogu ye fa nya asresem so because doc what is will be akoye program wo baby I bisem program ne yetimi ye ni baby kura ye ntu esika inti the fact say akoye program wo baby ni nkyere say no na wo de be measure your standard of living wo person hu Ghana for asetenemu a pon ayenko tota wo de say government spokesperson free coupon ye ma obi yenko to fu wo be hu baby aduru you feel it, okay? Said me feel it, now you feel it, and you'll be program away any Kimpiski na the bekasa. Kojomwa, you feel it. Kokonte back. Esamna ya die konkonte no la pewa boys in the room from 200 Ghana cedis in 2016 to 600 Ghana. That is the economy. Enti eno the venue no free. But can be say yefa eno no ntonchen. Ghana ka ho asem. Ye buy na Ghana ka 9.5 billion. It is 9.8, but I'm 9.5 billion. And in 8 years, they call 121 billion. But a 120 billion, but I'm 121 billion. It will your analysis, and let us say, the 111 billion a car Ghana account, both males and John Mahama in 8 years.
I'm not sure a percentage.
What percentage? That is that makes it warped. That is why you. Master, do you pay interest based on percentage?
Oh, but I know yes,
no, you service your debt based on percentage. Okay, let me make my points. Yes, I won't dog. You, but the only I am in the crime will be ashamed. Obi, when you are servicing your debt, I would your interest on your debt. Yes. You pay based on actuals.
That's true.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Percentages they are deceptive.
But so we are economic analysis that you have to add the percentage.
But the percentages and you're not the wabobosia more because me bobosia 10 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. So remember say Ghana they cut 10 billion. Now me bought 10 billion can do 20 billion. So my increase Ghana by 100%.
Yes.
Me boy.
Yeah.
From 10 billion to 20 billion. My increase Ghana by 100%. Obiba na sa me is a 20 billion. Ono ba no be 15 billion why increase Ghana ka by saying 75%. Or the 15 billion abaka 20 billion no man do 35 billion. 75%. And me we increase Ghana ka by 100% no increase Ghana ka by 75%. 75% na ya de cheme. No. We about 15 billion, maybe 100 billion. So the percentage will look bigger because the denominator has changed. Percentages is about denominators, which keeps changing. But a card do what the car Ghana can also mills Mahama the 111 billion account. It Ghana can do 120 billion. And none of you who see home. Sa canon and I that why was a the Ghana Fusiketia. Who would you free 120 billion? Would you do 336 billion? Would you 216 billion account? And who see who in Yetua? And no one can of my neighbor. What's the percentage? Percentage in the area. You could try a council one, you're trying to base on percentage. So you're being disingenuous. Who the 260 billion Naka Ghana account? 36 billion. Oko boy. Interest payments. Oh, Obi, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oko boy.
Yes.
Yet debt service in Kwan 35 billion. Let me say, your interest payment in Kwan. I can't see home. What the amortization 15 billion ka ho. Debt services ika you send where you can 51 billion. Your total revenue projection, which is just a projection, is 72 billion. I got 21 billion. And so abaya juma your forecast, which is 30.3 billion. Obi meboa. I guess you bobosi answer your trade abaya juma your forecast. Is this the economy you are celebrating? Oma benya gu for do kra ko Peace FM ko ye interview say economy na say inti contractor for nyanto was here. O ti a government spokesperson. Anything ya de boni bia you come to defend it.
Very bad wankasa.
That's all say economy ni nye.
No wankasa.
No ka say, okay say.
Also mo payment na delay
because of the
because say afi no mo piece
so we na me ko fat tape ni ba we patch.
No, but I say okay.
He says that the economy or he says that all is not well with the economy. The economy is troubled. Economy na say What you be painting rosy picture because all of them are about bow tie. They say, oh, or see experts or propaganda. Who's the propaganda is beyond channel. Or ban all the medical terms in the Musa. But oh boy, President Mahama told you something. Or say the living conditions of people which they see and feel, no amount of propaganda can change it. Oh, kasa driver for mutie who show mabufu. Primary, what is primary balance? Primary balance is the revenue you get minus your expenditure. But our expenditure no, okay, what the expenditure nka. Is this an indicator of the celebrity economy? What say woman we okobobo si akwa yema ubi as a primary balance? Or the interest rate? I mean, you have one. President Mahama brings on interest rate. Okoboy, and yet 30. Now they're about 29. Stop that. It was 26%, 27%. And then yema unsecured borrowing 26%, 25%. Now, what's the other businessman in maybe access to credit? Nancy Bank of Ghana governor no can because I buy a bobosiama and ne bosiano can you be near the amount crankre. And yeka cost of doing business. It's not just about interest rate. It's also about tax payments. Now, what the interest rate so by 1 or 2%? No, what the COVID levy about to NHI also. What the COVID levy about now? I buy yariaba abekumnipa. What the yarian ho tuaba. How wicked can you be? Now the HIV so keba President Rollins Spencer yenfa HIV levy mbra. SARS ba yenfa SARS levy mbra. And I will collect car crani ajo COVID levy sikano so mojia near the current presidential jet ama present or say me the Korea Champions League final match.
Obi
me patron me last point me on the jobs issue na me the man
30 seconds and it starts now.
Obi when we talk about jobs, it's a serious issue. It's best to say, am I am fine yet? Sanyamana Dokodean. President Mahama say, we hear People's Manifesto na. Adi ba kwa nisi and supane ya jumasem. You can't national apprenticeship program is under Juma Huasem. You guys had no plan or policy abanza under Juma. You can see them kurabe to Juma near to your mutrin se free. Omu yusuya Juma na. Yebemo omu allowances. Omu yuyen fidi omu hiya ya debe show mu betri. You can free technical and vocational education. The Amoya is it covers only few institutions under Ministry of Education. The other TVET institutions are not part. You can see the Omunyina Beka. We spoke about the big push, $10 billion investment in capital expenditure. President Mahama, the nation build and Puntunyu Maura, yenim the record in that area. About school, about hospital airport, about airport. Obienim, Ibia we see in the Krumwa, 1 year quarter. Kasani and Kasentia as a party. You about a 24-hour economy with 3 shifts, 8 hours per shift. Are these not ideas, sir? Mubeti menya ho brase akro na mafa bibie frim e de bu o man na mana yeye. Enti mu de ye kan bia de president mama beka bia anye. Your finance minister has exposed your cluelessness when it comes to job creation. Also any idea bi o de be create jobs. Sorry. You are hit for nothing at all mamenka we. Ade ba kwa president Mahama kan ya monye ne se. O say for once. Bojo adwuma, small and medium scale businesses. Monti o mo tax burden na so kakra. No mutimi nyina mo na so no mutimi employ nipa.
Point well noted.
Doc, everybody is chilling like you. Who see you there show
Asempa FM.
In tomorrow time $1,000. Doc, you have your time.
Enye sebi enye se oba program enye se sebi oba program odi samemo eye program o shiomo anka. Naturally no, there are other approaches to discussing some of these things.
Yes.
If the one who made the speech was Kwesi Chum of multimedia, this will not be my approach in addressing the issues. Sometimes one share here usi o share nyama samemo ka omo papa GM e leader omo ka obi a sebi genuinely say na me kan ye no COVID ama no one share no one share na ebia obefi say oduko boy is not sensitive to no plight. But unfortunately, democracy does what they refer to as comparative politics. It's a competition of capacity and policy initiatives. Anytime o come me program Dr. Baumian and Ekufodo program pay, it means indirectly you are also looking at the alternative that is available. But what does it? So I am conscious of this. Anything sometimes, one shall not approach now and say, we are looking at what JM would have done or what he did. But what I say, because what I would like to know, when we go into the elections, or no, from his conduct and orientation, Bibi say he's the one, like he said, they should work hard to Pacho,
time, let him finish.
Explaining his
Obi.
He's saying he's insensitive because of the way Sami.
That's what I'm saying. What is it, Jamie? Your statement. Oh yeah, Obi, Jamie, your statement be enra. Or see, but for the actions of the Electoral Commission and the Supreme Court of Ghana, an NDC administration would have been in place today. Obi, this statement, this statement is not one we should walk over.
He's laughing.
Obi, can you imagine?
He's laughing.
No, look, this is a loaded statement. Look, I don't know, maybe the Supreme Court assumed be attention to Omo, but elsewhere, President Mama must be called before the Supreme Court to explain this. Obi, no, I'm coming. No, Obi, Obi, to say but, look, it's English. When you say but for, it means their conduct was not proper.
But no.
But for the I've written.
Yeah.
But for the actions of the Electoral Commission and the Supreme Court of Ghana, an NDC administration would have been in place today. Obi, you are a lawyer. Sorry, you are a
lawyer, Nini.
Obi, when you make a statement like this, you undermining your own state institutions. You've undermined the judiciary. When you say you disagree with the outcome of the court, you are contesting the judgment and no any money. But also a new muanka by now we administration the war. Chese anka ye di no kwari a
sanko mo de man farmer.
Exactly.
Is that not what you mean by we disagree with them?
Obi,
Different.
See,
you let him finish. Let him finish.
Anything I say you disagree, anything he
Wait,
says you
what
support.
have I disagreed with you?
And you're different.
Okay, GRA. We are not going to confirm now.
Now we share say we be counter information.
When you know, my name trust.
Obi, this is a mid-year review.
You got
Obi, mid-year budget review 2020.
Yes.
Yes. Me read paragraph 64. Obi, Pachona Tiemi. Now see, sorry, on the revenue situation, forgive me, I think Sami Hameno.
you go to media, you go to the end of the
No. Say COVID struck heavily at the beginning of March 2020. So it's important. So I see revenue per Mr. Speaker. That's 104 rather. Total revenue and grants for January to June of 2020 amounted to, it was January now. This thing amounted to 22.7 billion. Compared with program target of 29.7 billion, resulting in a shortfall of 26% or a performance rate of 74%. Now, see, the provisional outturn constitutes 32% of the annual budget and all that. Then look at the expenditure. See, Mr. Speaker, the execution of expenditures for the period exceeded the program target by 11.5%. The point I'm making is that this was when COVID had struck fresh. The media review.
At the end of the year,
but who's that from what you've read? No, it's possible. So at the end of the year, the report would paint.
Yes, and they are all about GRN. Who said GRN? I'm going to set a target. Although they meet and even exceed, because of the expenditure volumes, you still have a wide gap in fiscal deficit. Now, I think.
Let him finish his point.
No. This is important.
Okay. Sammy.
Everybody knows.
Because of COVID, they reviewed it to 42.7.
And they got it.
5.3.
Good.
2.5 billion more.
That's right. Yeah, I did him the fact. Doc,
Obi. See,
Sammy, why are you doing this? Let him finish.
Obi. Enra President Mahama. President Mahama Emma. Yema Oma Yenina Tiasese. Adibako Hiano pa juma.
Yes.
But unfortunately for him, his record on jobs is very poor. Let me say that na yewo Ghana ha. Utie mi na utie from Obuasia. Nana any baumianti adaruma na sebi ukoba. JM wo no na asem na to mu nyina. Uye eja ene na Nyankopon dom aban we aso mbemu a kai say na JM na ontimi nso mu. Obi ene Ghana for eye juma ewo VW ambakwa aban we ye automotive development policy obi and that obi
Kano ye de beba no
obi
Same manenkasa obi fana no se o same pon
obi and na ye kasa Nyankopon adom nurses doctors immigration officials police all this category of workers in fact Ghana Service HR Ministry of Health. So we see your closest space in Intiminji. Let me conclude with this. Sami, and then one bomodin. Obi, let me conclude with this.
Yes.
Mami conclude. Say about sentiments, any emotions there. Ebia, Jane bet me up a buy way any Dr. Baomiahu. But say about facts, ne about figures, any delivery. All the indicators show say, although we are not in normal times, our COVID, the best person to help us out of the situation is an MPP administration with Dr. Mahmoud Baumia in active politics.
Matisse announcement, the Free Ministry of Health. Domi, is that the announcement? Sir, recruitment of 2019 degree diploma and certificate nurses and midwives. Ebimo astati yusu as a scam ejijiska free inkofo nti ye best stress we no enya de wo se utue sika ma obia. The Ministry of Health wishes to inform degree diploma nurses and midwives from public and private health training institutions and certificate nurses public only who completed in 2019 and are permanently registered with the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Ghana that 1. Recruitment into the service will commence on Wednesday, Henra, 2021 at 12 p.m. Qualified applicants are requested to formally apply to the Ministry of Health online application portal by logging on to the hr.moh.gov.gh. Me pamochao, almost the deadline is Friday 19th. And you are not to pay anything. All applicants are advised not to make any payment for this recruitment, and whoever pays does so at their own risk. In the week, say Maniska and Sana wa log on this annual Ministry of Health saying what's it would be. That is the scammers. And then and as 7 p.m. na match may start.
The day I will catch up.
I was still qualify.
Yes.
By hook or crook we have to qualify, and hopefully we would qualify. Now